Hi guys, it's me. And today we're looking at something that's honestly kind of surprising in the projector space. If you've been thinking about upgrading your movie nights or even setting up a budget-friendly home theater, this home projector LED cinema with a full 720p resolution, AirPlay support, and 8,000 to 1 contrast ratio might actually be worth checking out. And yes, if you want to buy it, the link is down in the description. So first impressions, design. This projector keeps it pretty minimal and lightweight. It's not overly large like some of those bulkier high-end models, which makes it easy to place on a shelf, a tripod, or even just on a table. You get that clean, simple look with vent on the sides for airflow, and the lens up front has this sharp housing that makes it look a little more premium than you'd expect in this price range. Now let's talk about the specs. This is a 720p projector, which means you're getting a native HD resolution. Some projectors in this budget category will claim 1080p support, but then downscale internally. So having a true 720p native panel is a good thing. It's not 4K, but if you're setting this up in a small to medium-sized room and sitting at a reasonable distance, the sharpness is honestly pretty solid. The colors hold up well too, thanks to that 8,000 to 1 contrast ratio. Blacks are a bit deeper than you'd expect at this price, and highlights pop enough to give you a nice viewing experience for movies, sports, or even gaming. Brightness is another thing people usually worry about with budget projectors. This one holds its own indoors, especially with dim lighting or at night. It's not going to overpower sunlight in a bright living room, but for that theater vibe in a darker setup, it works. That's kind of the sweet spot for projectors like this. Connectivity is where this one gets interesting. You've got your standard HDMI and USB ports, so plugging a laptop, Fire Stick, or even a gaming console is straightforward. But then there's AirPlay support, which means if you're on iOS or macOS, you can literally just stream wirelessly to projector without needing any extra hardware. That's a really nice bonus, and it makes movie nights with friends way easier, since you don't have to pass cables around. Audio-wise, built-in speakers are included, but like I always say, if you want a real cinematic experience, you're going to want to hook this up to an external soundbar or speakers. The onboard sound is fine for casual use, but pairing it with even a small Bluetooth speaker levels it up instantly. One thing I noticed during use is how easy it is to set up. Focus and keystone adjustments are manual, but they work well enough. Within a couple of minutes, you've got a sharp, aligned picture on your wall or projector screen. And the portability here means you can move it between rooms or even take it outside for backyard movie nights without much hassle. So who is this projector for? Well, if you're someone who wants that home theater vibe but doesn't want to drop thousands of dollars on a 4K cinema setup, this is kind of the middle ground. It's budget-friendly, but still gives you a clear, colorful, and decently bright image. Add the AirPlay feature, and you've got an easy-to-use, modern projector that works well with today's devices. Of course, it's not perfect. It's not going to replace a high-end 4K HDR projector, and if you're expecting super accurate colors for professional use, this isn't it. But for movies, shows, sports, or casual gaming, it's a surprisingly fun little package. At the end of the day, this projector hits that balance of affordability and functionality. It brings enough brightness and contrast to feel cinematic, enough portability to use anywhere, and enough smart features like AirPlay to keep things convenient. And for a budget-friendly projector that ships free, it's kind of hard to complain. So yeah, that's the home projector LED cinema with 720p resolution, 8,000:1 contrast, and AirPlay support. A solid option if you're dipping your toes into home theater world without breaking the bank. If you want to check it out, as always, the link is down below.